even now, that's all. Good morning, beautiful ladies. How are you? Thank you for getting up at the crack of 8 o'clock. So early to do comedy. Oh, so I'm your little surprise. I'm your little morning cup of coffee. And we're going to start actually with a little yoga. So everyone, hands up and a deep breath. Exhale. Now reach for your coffee. That's it from me. I'm not going to make you get up and do the chicken dance or anything. Hey, this is amazing for me to be back here. I just want to thank Kim and Sandra for having me back. It's been 4 years since I've been here. It's been 5 years since I won. Was anyone here when I won that contest? Oh, yay. Well, good to see you again. Thank you. Well, I think this is an amazing conference already. What did you think about that food last night? Was that delicious? Some of you didn't eat the food? What's going on? Walking around with our little sweet potato martinis. Those are pretty tasty, huh? Oh, my God. So I'll be hitting the gym for sure after this week, I'm sure, because the food's going to be amazing. How many of you got up early and went to the gym? 3 of you. Okay, good. Good. I don't blame you. It's a relaxing weekend and an empowering weekend and a big fun weekend, and there is nothing like it. How many of you are here for the very first time? Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. It's so much fun. You're going to go home with a few extra pounds too, but it's okay. Don't worry. I do love to go to the gym when I'm working on the road because, I got a lot of time during the day to try to keep myself, mentally sharp because you could only watch the Kardashians so many times. Once is enough, really. But I go to the gym not so much because I love to go to the gym, but I love to watch the men. I love to watch the men watching the women in the gym, right? Because they're so subtle. But be careful what you're saying if you're a man. We have some men in here. I know we do. Where's the men? Yay, look at you, so brave. Smart, too. The odds are good. You married? No, he's got a single one right here. Yeah. I love to watch the men in the gym, but be careful what you're saying. Like, I was just in Las Vegas. I was working at the New York casino, and I'm up on the Stairmaster because that's one of the few machines I can actually figure out. And in comes next to me this dancer from the show downstairs, like Bambi the Thong Goddess. She had a thong on to work out, so she's right next to me on the Stairmaster. She's just... I was looking down at her, and I thought, she's going to set herself on fire. That is a gold bond moment waiting to happen there. Nothing is moving on her, and I got my big old red sweatpants on, a canteen around my neck. I'm like, people are working out around me just for the breeze, Not that funny. But there's these 2 guys standing behind me, and I'm listening to them, and this guy goes, hey, Bob, look at her butt. Not mine, hers. Look at her butt. It's so tight you could crack an egg on that. I'm like, oh, really, Bob? Well, you could hide one in mine. So we're dating now, and you all have those little moments. You can just feel good about yourself for so long, and then one day you just look in the mirror, you're like, I've turned into my mother. I'm a potato woman. What happened? I got my little wake-up call. I was driving back from Los Angeles, and I had the roof off my car, and the wind was coming in and rushing through my hair, and I was feeling sexy and good about me. That's my good about me look. And all of a sudden, I hear this whop, 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 and I think, oh, great, I got a flat. I look down, it's my lower arm flapping in the breeze. Making a noise. Oh, Lord. We all have those little wake-up calls. I have a teenage daughter, and what kills me about these teenage daughters is they wear these camisoles. I mean, in my day, they were an undergarment. Now, apparently, they are a garment. And she wears them, and they wear them real skin tight over their tummy. I'm like, I want something a little bigger, a little blousier, right? But the girls, they don't care. What do they call their little tummies? They have a muffin top, thank you. A muffin top, it's my muffin top. I think I got a wedding cake happening here. I'm going to keep going to the gym. I was in yoga the other day, okay, and nothing worse than you think you're the last one in yoga, and then all of a sudden, a really good-looking guy comes right behind you. Oh, yeah. And, you know, the whole Lululemon pant thing, I was like, oh, God, please don't let these be see-through. So I was bending over, doing my forward fold right in his face, and that was very embarrassing. And then I stood up, and then I had a wedgie right in front of him, so I had to very sexily do a warrior pose to pull that out. It's hard trying to stay in shape. Now, we are a group of women, and men, few of you, and we are motivated, and we are trying to learn and empower ourselves. But the one thing I'm going to say to you this weekend is don't compare yourself to everything around you, because really there's so much beauty and brains and everything. Don't do that to yourself. Just be who you are. You're the best you there ever was and ever will be. Because, yes, right? How many of you got up this morning and went right to that magnifying mirror in your bedroom? Now, I wish there was a magnifying mirror over on this side that could see your soul and your spirit and go, that looks really good. But then I go back to that mirror and I'm like, oh, I'm really puffy. You ever have one of those mornings when you wake up but your face does not? Now, don't get me wrong, I love makeup, and the older I'm getting, the more I'm expecting from my makeup. Right? In the old days, I used to use that brown stuff of foundation. I used to use it just to cover up my age spots, my freckles. Now I feel like I use it more like a facial bondo to fill in the cracks. I don't mess around with that little sponge the Estee Lauder lady gives me around. I just go to Home Depot and get a spackle knife, level it off with a cement thing, buff it with an orbital sander. Because it's all starting to happen whether you want it to or not. I got a lovely facial out here. Did anybody get a facial last night? Yes. At the Biotech? Biotique. Oh, do I look dewy? Thank God. Yeah, because one day you won't be dewy anymore. And then you'll be in my club. But yeah, I got a facial. And yeah, the makeup thing, I really do appreciate it because I am getting the wrinkles and, above my upper lip. Thank God that mustache is coming in so nicely to cover them up. Oh, that's fun, right? Your mother never has that talk with you. She never tells you, honey, right about the time you figure out who you are and where you're going in life and you reach your sexual peak, you're going to grow a beard. That talk never happens, right? I mean, and you can have hairy legs all day. And speaking of this, I want to look extra special for you, so I shaved this morning. Oh, I shaved even my knuckle hair on my toes. Oh, you have it. But then I get out of the shower and I start to moisturize and I reach down and full whiskers, nubs on my legs. I had the lid on my shaver. So I didn't really shave my legs, I just squeegeed them. So now I have some streaks. Oh. Yeah, this facial hair thing, I'm telling you, that is a bane of my existence, Some people do crossword puzzles, I pluck. But, I used to think that tweezers were just for splinters. I have a pair of tweezers and reading glasses in every room in my house. Right? I keep them in the car. Because you know why? You're feeling good about you, and then you get in the car, and you'll look up in that rearview mirror, and you're like, oh, where did that whole crap come from? What am I, Chewbacca? And then you go back inside, you'll never find them again, right? So I got a little tip for you. Just keep your mascara in the car. When you find them, just mark them with some black mascara. You'll find them when you get back inside, right? But when I find them in the car, I just obsessed. I don't even take my eyes off the mirror. I just reach down and find those tweezers, and I'm like, and I look over, and there's a good-looking guy in a truck right next to me. I'm a hottie. I fell down on the playground. I got some splinters. Oh. Now, I know a lot of the people are doing the Botox and everything, and God love you. I think it's a great thing. I can't really afford the Botox, so I use Clorox. Yeah, I just put a little on my upper lip right here, and makes me look so awake, and it bleaches my mustache at the same time. Yeah, being a woman is hard. It's hard to look like a Cosmo girl in a Field and Stream world, isn't it? Sometimes. Stuff, but we like to do it for these guys. We like to look pretty for you. But you know what? There's a few things you should never let your special someone see you do. Plucking's one of them. I call these the sacred rituals behind the princess zone. The number one sacred ritual behind the princess zone is putting on your pantyhose. Oh, man. Ladies, and those of you men that wear pantyhose, have you ever seen a man with a pair of pantyhose on? It looks like an eel pressed up against aquarium glass. Look at this woman. She's like, oh, I don't want to laugh. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, it's only 8:10 in the morning. I can't laugh at that visual. Oh, I need a drink. Usually I do this show much later. People usually have been drinking, but anybody sneak in a little flask this morning, huh? A little Kahlua in your coffee? Yeah, I can't drink anymore. No more drinking for me, so really have some drinks for me this weekend. I can't. It makes me break out in a rash. Actually, it's more like rug burns. Because I fall down, sir. I hate buying pantyhose. It's the most humiliating experience, right? You go into that grocery store, and it's like a whole aisle of sizes. And you start out, it's like itty bitty miss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Queen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bloated bitchy queen. Amazon lard ass. And I've got my reading glasses on. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be in that gray part of that grid. No. Please. But I take them home, and no matter how big I buy them, I pull those suckers on, and they always stop about an inch away from where it's important. Right? And then as the day wears on, you got this little cotton crotch sagging down between your knees, like a little trampoline for midgets. It's an attractive look, right? And we are under so much pressure in this world. You see women, this one I'm going to leave you with. Like I said, do not compare yourself. It's the quickest way to insanity. Don't look at the movie stars and the print models and compare yourself. Don't even compare yourself to me right now. Is that funny? What I want you to do when you go home from here, or even tonight, no, wait till you go home. I want you to go look in the mirror deeply into your eyes. And I want you to look at the light in your eyes. Not your wrinkles or the little eyebrow hair that's coming out or the whiskers. Go home and look at the light in your eyes, because you're born with it and you die with it. You can't borrow it. You can't buy it. You can't Botox it. It's your light. Embrace it. You promise? Okay, because this is what we have to put up with. We see women putting on their pantyhose on the movies and the TV commercials, and this is how they always make it look, right? Don't you just wish for once you could see the way it really looks behind the princess zone, huh? Well, you're in luck.